Information kasi is constantly changing. It's constantly evolving and the platforms are also constantly changing, even the algorithms, no? The beauty of storytelling is whatever format, whatever platform, no matter what the algorithm says, nothing beats a good old story.
Welcome to Spill the Creativity Podcast, the podcast where we will be having conversations with other creatives that will inspire us, keep us encouraged, and push us to reach our own goals. This is the place where we will be acknowledging the hard truths because while this path is fulfilling, the truth is there's no easy way to do things. It all takes hard work. We are going to be talking about the good and the bad about choosing a creative career. If you're looking for a cup of stimulation for creatives, a warm cup of tea in this otherwise bittersweet pursuit, then you're in the right place. So let's get that cup of tea and get on with the conversation. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this podcast with me, V. I really wanted to invite you because I've seen a lot of your content about storytelling, about creating content, being an educator, and it's something that a lot of people are doing right now, but admittedly not everybody is doing it well. So before we get on to the conversation, why don't you let us know more about you, what you do?
So I'll try to copy your intro. I'm mostly known as V. I've owned my Spotlight and I've created the first ever design thinking agency here in the Philippines called Spotlight Multimedia, where we work with brands like Nestle, Wyatt, ASOS, ROG, where we create TV commercials, events, and social media campaigns for them, basically.
Oh my gosh, those are like such big names. How long have you been doing this?
Spotlight Multimedia just turned 1 this year, this November actually.
Wow.
But I've been in the advertising industry for more than a decade na. Majority of my career, nasa advertising industry ako, agency din siya. Transition ako, ang pinaka-final stint ko sa corporate world would be with ASOS Philippines as their country digital marketing head.
Wow, big names, big titles. And okay, now I'm really curious. What made you decide to go on your own or like to do things independently?
Parang my care for people, no? So to be honest, hindi ko talaga ginusto na bumalik sa advertising industry because sabihin na natin with the drama, the toxicness, no, the industry, ganyan. Before I went back to the advertising world, I tried a lot of stuff, no? I tried selling computer parts kasi 'di ba during the pandemic, a lot of people are really looking for computers, diba? Laptops, even desktops, etc. I even tried 3D printing. Nag-aral ako mag 3D modeling. Yan, nag-printing din ako, nagbenta din ako online. And then nag-woodworking din ako. No, umabot ako sa point na nag-woodworking din ako sa mga kasagsagan ng plantito-plantita. I was there supporting them, creating racks, yung mga lalagyan ng mga pots nila. And the reason why, bakit ako nandoon sa space na, or bakit ko siya ginawa, and bakit hindi na lang ako bumalik sa advertising industry, because I did not need to depend on anybody else. Ako lang siya. Ako lang yung taong gumagalaw, wala na akong kailangan bantayan, etc. To be honest, all these years, I've been waiting for an opportunity to get back, to fulfill a dream, no? Fulfill a dream I made to myself nung mga kakastart ko palang mag-work. Sabi ko kasi parang my dream is to really own a business by the age of 30. Sabi ko ganun. And I thought, yung tatlo na yon, that's it. Wala, hindi. Hindi naman sa hindi siya nag-work, but may itch, di ba? May itch. Sabi mo nga dun sa doon sa first doon sa parang follow your gut, di ba? Meron talagang itch eh. Actually, just to share with you, nung nasa ASUS ako, nung 2020, saludo sa mga nagsitalunan nung pandemic. ng pandemic. First year ko yon, first week ko pa lang, I already told myself, hindi ako magtatagal. Stayed there for 1.5 years. Then I jumped nung 2021. So sabi ko talaga, hindi na. Tiniis ko yun, parang, ayoko talaga dito. Pero andito pa rin ako, right? Kasi there's a fear, diba? Andun pa din ako. And syempre, sabi ko na lang, okay, gagamitin ko yung time that I'm here to sort of save money para makapag proper may proper runway ako to do business. So yun siya. And then to be honest, my why is to really create a safe haven for creatives. Andun talaga yung passion ko to help people. So nasobrahan ako sa pagtulong. A lot of people took advantage of that to the point na nagkaroon na ng betrayal, took advantage of me. They earned more, turned greedy, and then when it's time to pay back, na wala na, right? So may mga ganong moments noon. Kaya that's why I really didn't want to go back in doon sa industry niyon. So yun nga, when the opportunity to go back or when the opportunity came knocking, I had a difficulty na accepting na dito ba talaga ako? For advertising ba talaga ako? Hindi ba ako pwede mag-ibang negosyo? Ganyan-ganyan. Sabi ko, no, pinag-isipan ko siya, ganyan. Magto-30 na ako, magba-birthday na ako, paano na to? Weeks before my birthday, my 30th birthday, a colleague of mine from the advertising world messaged me. I resigned. They did the same thing to me as what they did to you. Ginawa din nila sa akin. Siguro panahon na para gumawa tayo ng sarili natin. And sabi ko, ako, bumalik yung trauma, bumalik yung anxiety ko. Sabi ko, shit, babalikan ko ba to? Yung mga kagaguhan na ginawa ng mga tao sa akin pagkatas lahat ng ginawa ko para sa kanila. Babalikan ko ba lahat ng to? So I asked my family, I asked my partner for guidance if ito ba talaga yung kailangan kong gawin. No? So interestingly, they shared 3 points, no, collectively. Sabi nila sa akin, number 1, dyan ka magaling. That's why we're good at. Diba? Number 1 naman yun eh. Any business, kung saan ka magaling, stick with that, basically. That's the basic. And then number 2, you already know the ins and outs of the business. How the money works, how to find clients, how to do projects, whether it's online or offline, finances, compliances, TVC man yan, compliance man sa TVC, sa radyo, sa labas, alam mo na. Basically, I can do it in my sleep, diba? And then the third one, ito yung nagulat ako. Sabi nila, dyan ka mas maraming matutulungan na tao. Because yun nga, hindi ako madamot when it comes to content, sharing advice, sharing my experience. Kasi I was there during the big bang of digital marketing here in the Philippines. I had no one to turn to when it comes to asking, how does this work? Paano to mangyayari? Anong gagawin ko? Whatever. Google and Pinterest ang friends ko yung mga panahon na yun. No? So, I know what it feels like to have nothing, know nothing. That's why yung way ko of sharing content is my pay it forward sa mga tao. Or even dun sa mga nakaka-work ko, no, na, and to be honest, ano naman siya hindi siya something na, parang proprietary. Publicly out there, matter of sharing that information lang. So, ba't ka maniningil ng 6 digits? I mean, just kidding. But yeah. I mean, di ba? Bakit ka maniningil ng premium for telling people ano definition ng reach and impressions? I don't get it, right? So, yun yan, no? Sabi nila, doon daw ako makakatulong. But don't get me wrong, no? Before ako mag-decide to really go back to the advertising world, I was really afraid. I was very, very afraid, and talaga bang tinanong ko yung sarili ko na if I am willing, 100% willing to go back doon sa mundo na yun, face all the fears, the trauma that happened, ganyan, the people, etc., the drama, basically. Pero, yun nga, during one of the lowest points in my life, no, I came across a video of Will Smith. Yung tumalon sila sa skydiving. Parang sabi ni Will Smith doon, nasa isang gathering siya with his friends, and then spontaneously, parang they told each other na, oh, let's do skydiving, right? And then, syempre, bilang at the peak of the emotions, he said yes. Okay, let's do skydiving. And then, bago yung skydiving day nila, hindi siya makatulog. Diba? Hindi siya makatulog, anxiety is kicking in, umiikot siya sa kama, diba? Left and right, etc. And then, the day of the jump came. And then, he was still pretending, let's do this, ganyan, excited. God, gagawin ko ba talaga to? Parang wag na lang kaya, ganyan. I want chicken out. But, yun nga, pinaksan na nung instructor yung pinto, they stepped on the ledge, they jumped, he was parang nakapikit, ganyan, he was screaming like a baby. And then, he opened his eyes, and then what he saw was purely beautiful, right? The terrains, the skylines, beautiful mountains. And what he realized doon sa experience na yun was, sabi niya, on the other side of maximum fear are all of the best things in life. So ako, that's when I decided to own my spotlight.
I love it. Good for you that you were able to scratch that itch. I mean, not everybody gets to have the chance to really explore. I also really like the fact na you asked other people's advice and guidance, because sometimes we know for ourselves what we're good at, but sometimes we just need other people to point it out. Either one, for validation, or number two, just a reminder na sometimes kasi these things come too natural for us na we forget na it's actually a skill, like it's a skill that makes us stand out. So for you, it was, your skills in advertising. Again, like as you mentioned earlier, you literally know the industry at the back of your hand, even when you're asleep. You've been there for like so many years. So perhaps at some point you thought that was like, that is normal. Like everybody in an industry would know everything. right? But you just needed a few people to remind you that, hey, that is your strength and that makes you different. What I like most about it is despite, like the knowledge that you have, you were always going back to how you could help more. And coming from the industry that you're in, I don't think that that's a trait that, okay, not to generalize, but I also know people from the advertising industry and like one of the, I would say like vibes I get from them is
Pataasan yan.
oo, that's parang
Yeah.
very gatekeepy. Parang
Yes.
meron
May
silang
secret
tinatago na some things. Parang, yeah, and like you are very open with your experiences and with the way you share things on the communities that we're in. Parang, oh my gosh, parang you deserve all the good things. Well, yeah. But yeah, okay. So you said that you were in the advertising agency for 10 years. And did you ever envision yourself to have like to be on your own?
To piggyback on your point kanina, no? Isa yun sa mga lessons ko actually in doing business in life in general. Yung idea na no man's an island, kailangan mo talaga ng tao. Regardless if yan yung family mo, close friend mo, those people helps you in little ways. Diba? Kasi yun yan, no? Ako, I'm a big fan of energy management as well. Hindi na ako wala na ako sa time management eh. Nasa energy management na ako. So, as much as possible, if I can do a certain task that is super parang mabigat, draining, I would follow it up with something na makakapag-re-energize sa akin. Whether it's stepping away from the table, working out, etc. Ginagawa ko siya. And those little things, those people you meet, at some point makakatulong sila sa'yo. Mababalikan mo sila. And yun yan, no? To answer your question, if I really saw myself doing this 5 years ago before, 100% yes. Actually, parang yun yan, no? Sabi ko nga, yung may aha moment ako nung nag-start ako mag-work after university, nag-start ako mag-work. Nakita ko kaagad na parang, ay, hindi ako magiging forever empleyado. And wala namang masama being an employee, no? But meron lang talagang people na ganun na may certain age, yung alam nila in themselves na true-blooded entrepreneur ako, even though you don't have the money, pero alam ko entrepreneur ako pero parang ganun.
Yeah.
Gagawa ko ng yun niya. So after uni, I realized na hindi ako forever magiging employee. And the only reason bakit nasabi ko yun, it's not because I know how the money works. Alam ko kung gaano kalaki yung perang pumapasok, etc. It's because how private companies treat their people. It's different for me. Because a lot of employers, they don't care about their people. They say we are a family, which is very, very dangerous. Pero, alam mo yun, when the going gets tough, to be honest, hindi mo makikita yung president yung kasama mo. You will be, as an employee, you will be the only one suffering. May salary deduction ka pa. Sick leave, may sakit ka, ay papasok ka bukas, may meeting tayo. Yung mga ganun. That's what I hated the most. Na-realize, sabi ko nga, I could do better. That's why, before pa the start of my professional career, sabi ko na hindi talaga ako forever dito mag-stay, no? Yun nga. So, kaya din, nung nasa ASUS na ako, siguro yun yung mga pinaka-final stint ko eh.
So, I want to go back to like one of the things that you said earlier pala from the first question. So, you shared about the story with Will Smith and, like how he had so much anxiety and like once he got over his anxiety, it was repaid with like the best views and all that. So, you said that you also went through so much anxiety when you decided that you wanted to go back to advertising. So how were you able to manage it?
I tried to create a routine out of it. Tinry kong i-recall whatever man yung natutunan ko during those years na nandun ako sa advertising. Number 2, I created a plan. Wala pa yung partners ko that time. Parang iniisip ko pa lang sa sarili ko, okay, what's the game plan? What's my game plan? Ako kasi ganun ako eh. Parang before I involve other people, iniisip ko muna siya sa sarili ko na ano ang gagawin ko. Ano yung ginawa ko to handle my anxiety that time was, as much as possible, I try to meditate 30 to 1 hour. And yung meditation ko, hindi yung nakaupo ako. Meditation ko, nakadapa ako sa kama, candles, and lo-fi music hanggang sa makatulog. Because yung buong morning ko hanggang hapon, kasi sinet ko yung meditation ko ng around 3 to 4 p.m. Morning hanggang 3 p.m., hustle, super grind. And then, the way for me to detach doon sa energy na yun, na pampababa, di ba? Is to sort of meditate. I call it meditation, pero to be honest, it's sleeping.
Nap.
Nap. It's a power nap. Pero yun, pero to be honest, meditation sort of solved 50% of that anxiety. Andun pa rin siya paggising ko. And then, ang ginagawa ko na lang, let's take it one day at a time. No? Let's not overthink it. Let's focus on the present, diba? Yun kasi yung kadalasan ginagawa natin mga freelancers eh. Because of, syempre, pang patay ng oras, nag-scroll tayo sa social media, makikita natin yung mga coaches selling 6 digits income courses. Or yung mga creators, diba? Yung meron akong 6 digits pero wala naman ako mai-redeem, ganyan. Diba? It only, parang piles up yung anxiety instead of it helps us. Hindi siya, yun yung distraction na hindi nakakatulong. So what I did, nasabi ko, okay, let's pause. Hindi muna, after kong gumising, hindi ako nag-social media for 1 hour. Try to do other things. Whether it's reading a book, working out, manonood ng TV, ganun lang. Kasi as much as possible, binibigyan ko ng space yung sarili ko away from the digital space. Kasi doon ko nakukuha yung anxiety. That siguro yun din yun eh. Apart from meditation, separating myself from the digital world for a couple of hours, yung self-awareness ko. Self-awareness in a way na ito yung mga nagbibigay ng negativity in my life or dito ko nakukuha yung negativities. That's why I need to avoid that. Now, I need to look for other things or other stuff to do na mamotivate ako. So whether it's working out, I feel confident about myself. Reading a book, I feel smarter. Basically, that's what I did. I help myself. It also helps to have your family there or your partner there. Kasi syempre, sila yung magiging talagang punching bag mo for that time being.
Yeah.
Diba? So it really helps. And then lastly, seek help. Huwag tayo mahiya opening up to people, no? Kasi others would think na, lalo na sa mga lalaki, no? I'm not saying na, pero generalizing it. But sometimes yung mga lalaki nila, lalaki ako, hindi ako pwede maging sensitive. That's not true, di ba?
That's so 1990.
Oo, di ba? Kaya kami tinatawag na sad boy, eh. Di ba? Pero that's, actually, yun nga eh. That's where good conversation starts. Sharing your experiences, sharing your thoughts, speaking your mind. And actually, your partner, your family will love you for doing that. Kasi you will feel closer to them. And it creates that additional connection or strengthens the bond. So doon ko kinukuha din yung mga, that's sort of how I do storytelling. I base it on the emotions that I feel, the emotions that other people feel. That's how I get my ideas.
That is so nice. It's so concrete and very doable. And honestly, I wish I knew this when I was experiencing that. What I learned just recently na lang was asking for help. I was a girl boss. I'm not gonna ask for help. Ganun ako. But yes, sometimes we just really have to acknowledge that we are not at our best, and that's fine because we're humans after all. That being said, I think that this is a great segue to my next question, since you've already mentioned vulnerability and how vulnerability helped you to tell better stories. So now I'm going to ask you, how were you able to leverage storytelling for your business or maybe like for yourself as a way for you to stand out among the rest?
Storytelling bridges the gap between the brand you're working with and your customers. Some people kasi, some storytellers would still look at it from the lens of the brands. What I do is I look at it from the lens of my customers or their customers. Kasi I am not fixing the problems of my client. I am relieving the pain points of their customers. That's how I look at it. All along we've been told na fix the problems of your client, ganyan. Pero technically, yung problem ng client nyo, mas malaki pa yung problem ng customers nyo. In fixing their problem is much easier than fixing your client. Kasi now, once you fix their problem or you relieve yung pain points ng mga customers mo, you can now position the brand as a solutions provider. That's how I do it. No, and yun nga, parang I am going to parang sort of the way I use storytelling and why it's really, really critical for almost everyone to at least have an idea why storytelling is important. No? Whether you're social media manager, copywriter, etc. Even in podcasting, storytelling is very, very important. No? Lalo na walang video, di ba? Yun yun, no? Parang yung attention span kasi or yung information kasi is constantly changing. No? It's constantly evolving and the platforms are also constantly changing. Even the algorithms are constantly changing. And the beauty of storytelling is whatever format, whatever platform, no matter what the algorithm says, nothing beats a good old story.
That's true.
There's difficulty lang right now, parang how do I tell a story in 7 seconds? Medyo mahirap yun. Parang ganun, di ba? That's why I always go for long format, at least 60 seconds. And then for example, before we did a TVC with Coca-Cola, the last customer, have you heard of it?
No.
Okay. Good. That's good. Let's see if I can sort of manipulate yung emotions.
Oh my God.
Okay. The idea for the last customer, kasi the insight for this one is during Noche Buena or New Year, di ba? Parang yung service industry, is sila yung pinaka-last people to go home. That's why we called it last customer. Bagger natin sa supermarket, yung mga customers natin na nag-final buy or bili haul natin, no, for their Noche Buena or New Year. Syempre, yung mga bagger, disheartening kasi I was supposed to be at home. I'm supposed to be preparing with my family. And yet I'm here. Or doon sa mga department store na nagbabalot ng regalo ng ibang tao. Bakit hindi yung regalo ko sa pamilya ko yung binabalot ko? Bakit regalo para sa ibang tao yung binabalot? So what we did is we created a video wherein we called it the last cost. So syempre, tumambay kami dun sa supermarket, tumambay kami sa restaurant, and then nung magko-close na yung supermarket, we had someone go to the counter, place 3 carts full of things, food, appliances, etc. And then iisa lang yung bagger. Syempre rigged yun. Pinili namin kung sino yung bagger. So we asked sino yung pinaka-best, sino yung pinaka-gusto niyo i-vouch na tao. Babag na doon na sa counter, ganyan. Then nagulat si kuya. Nang laking mata niya, he said, sabi ng actress, sorry kuya, okay lang po ma'am. Kaya po natin yan. He smiled.
Aww.
At the last minute, magko-closing na, uuwi na ako. Dadalan mo ako ng 3 carts. Bad trip ako. Pero siya, he said, okay lang. And then we had also another station sa restaurant naman. Same thing. Set up. No? There's one person reserved 3 tables and then ordered tons of food, dishes, etc. And same thing. Actually, happily taking her order yung server natin nun. And then, ito na yung plot twist. Bilang last customer, the last item dun sa supermarket, the last item to be scanned was a bottle of Coca-Cola. And we said, instead of him bagging that Coca-Cola, we grabbed it, gave it to him, said, kuya, lahat ng binalot mo, sa'yo na.
I'm gonna cry. Galing.
Antay mo ba? Meron pa? Dun sa restaurant.
Meron pa, okay.
Dun sa restaurant, imagine, 3 tables, you're the only person serving that table. 3 tables full of dishes. You are serving them one by one. And makikita namin si kuya, nakangiti pa siya, nagsaserve siya. Diba? Naglalagay siya ng food. And then the last, syempre kinuntsaba namin yung kitchen, the last thing na ilalagay mo sa table is a pitcher of Coca-Cola. Pagkalapag ng pitcher ng Coca-Cola, we said, kuya, Merry Christmas. Lahat ng pagkain na to para sa'yo at sa pamilya mo. We brought his family and they celebrated Noche Buena in that table.
Oh, so nice. Was this your idea?
Well, that's the idea of our team. It's a collective idea. Imagine mo Coca-Cola. How do you generate emotions from a bottle of Coke? A soft drink. That's it. It's through empathy, through the lens of other people, through their experiences. Imagine yung hardship nila being the last person to go home before they celebrate Noche Buena or even missing Noche Buena. Now, we call them the unsung heroes and we created that whole campaign para sa kanila.
Wow, that's so nice. And I think that really is the power, number 1, of empathy. Because if you do not have that skill, you would really not be able to think of it. I mean, they are the last people you're going to think about, right? And the fact that, like, again, sila na nga yung unsung heroes. I mean, sila na nga yung last customer. So nobody really expects. So, okay. So, like, now that you're presenting, like, very concrete ideas of how you could use storytelling and, empathy, I would say, like, this is on a larger scale, like maybe Coke, right? So everybody now is a content creator. Everybody is an influencer in their own right. So if, for example, I'm a content creator and I want to do my content creation right, like I want to try using your technique or your strategy, if you could call it that, like what is like one thing that you can advise to me or like suggest to me so that I could develop that skill or like be mindful about that so that I would be able to deliver better stories that would really impact like whoever it is that I am trying to talk to in my digital space?
Just be you. It's very generic, it's very cliche, pero it's the truth. Just be you, be authentic. Because people don't like to be fooled, no? Alam nila yung peke na tao, no?
Yeah.
Humans are normally, the majority doesn't trust people easily, diba? We know that. That's why our barriers are always up. And they know it if yung video mo is fake or not. Kasi may kita naman yun, diba? Imagine mo yung mga creators na nauna, like sila Kong TV, yung mga comics natin dyan, yung mga entertainments natin dyan. Even them, they are adding emotions into the mix. They already know that entertainment, comedy, laughter is temporary, but emotions that you add, the emotions you bring through your videos creates an emotional bond which is more permanent. And that's how you turn followers into evangelists. People who would really share your content not because natawa ko, but because I believe in what this person is telling me. I believe in the vision of this person. So ako, my advice is be you.
Yeah, and to be honest, they're starting to all look the same to me. Like,
Yeah.
what mold are you guys trying to fit in? Why do you all look the same? Even they all sound the same on TikTok, right? Diba, some of them would do voiceovers and like, why do you all sound the same?
Yun nga, sabi mo nga, it's a formula, there's a pattern. And the beauty about storytelling is it shows your flexibility as a marketer or as a creator, you know? Kasi you can make people laugh, you can make people cry, or you can even make people mad. Di ba whenever we watch certain or a movie or a series and then bad trip tayo dun sa isang character na ito, epal na ito, gagong
Yeah.
ito, parang it's a commendation para sa kanila kasi I was very very effective. I brought justice to the character, and that's how it's supposed to be. Diba?
Yeah, and I guess like with what you said about being you, I know like, okay, it sounds easier said than done. So I guess like if you're a content creator in this day and age, like I would say self-awareness really is key. Like you really have to know yourself in a way. It's how you can stand out is really up to you. It's really up to like your personality and like what it is that you want and what it is that you represent, I would say. And okay, with the formula naman, I understand that these formula did not come out of nowhere. Parang they're there because it's proven that it works. So, I guess like, okay, with everything that you're sharing with me right now, in my head, I'm forming another perfect formula, which is like with your self-awareness and like your authenticity, you have to use this formula in your own way. It's good to have this in mind and just put your own twist to it, basically.
Yeah, kasi 'di ba content creation is all about people being authentic. It's your story. That's why it's called YouTube. It's you. Isa pa sa mga nabasa ko na I'm from Matt Diavela. Sabi ni Matt Diavela, sabi niya, be so good that you don't need to think about the algorithm. Mga ganun Merong mga content creators na nagpo-post na lang, tapos wala silang pakialam sa caption, sa subject. Right, diba? Dun pala sa video na papanoorin nila, people were captured. There were emotions, bonds created na. That's why, yun nga, be so good that you don't need to think about the algorithm. That's possible.
That is so interesting. As a strategist, I still always think about the formula. So maybe that's the reason why I asked that question that, okay, I'm authentic, but I also kind of want to follow a formula. So, okay, that makes so much sense as well. Yeah, okay. And I really like Matt Diavela also, but I'm not a minimalist. So anyway, okay. So I know that you give a lot of value in your content, on your YouTube, in your TikTok and you even mentor freelancers, creatives, and the communities that you're in. But apart from what you said about like authenticity, is there like another actionable advice that you can share with them, share with us, if they want to go into this route of content creation?
Nung tinuro ko yung storytelling sa Kohi Clubhouse, ito yung sinabi kong secret formula ko. It's not a secret actually kasi tinuro ko siya. Duh. This is how I do storytelling as well. I always tell them, remember your past, look into the future, and hustle in the present. So, remembering your past, di ba, parang influences your present. That's true. That's why meron nga tayong kasabihan na parang hindi marunong lumingon sa pinanggalingan, hindi makakarating sa pararoonan. That's true.
Yeah.
Pero it doesn't always have to be, kapag sinabi nating future, i-overthink na natin. Diba? Sometimes when we think about the future, we feel afraid. The future doesn't mean na negative lagi siya. Sometimes worrying about the future can be very, very tiring. Instead, what I do is I create a successful future. I create a vision, a successful vision of me, of what I want to do 5-10 years from now. And then that fuels my present. That fuels my present. That motivates me in the present. And then yung actions ko and decisions is towards that North Star, that future. Yun yung mabibigay ko na tip for those people who wants to do storytelling and even in freelancing, basically. No? In storytelling, always refer to the past. Always refer to the past. Make your client imagine a successful future and then do it in the present. For example, nostalgia. Alam naman natin yun everyone loves, sabi ko, everyone loves a good story, nostalgia. Diba? Naalala natin si Valedictor. Yan, yung nagano. Diba? Diba? Use that and use that in the present na, okay, that's not how it's supposed to be done. future valedictorians, or sabi natin, future content creators should be like this. Should not look down on other people. Diba? So that's how I do it. I refer to the experience of other people. I refer to the past in order for me to create a successful future for my client. And then, tinatahi ko siya, so how I can take action right now.
That's so cool. Para siyang data gathering. Parang yung past mo, yung data mo, tapos how you're going to use that data to achieve your future.
Diba yung Lego pieces, that's data kapag nakakalat siya. Kapag inorganize mo siya per piece, parang that's accounting. Pero once you create something out of those Legos, that's storytelling.
Ang dami mong baon. Did you prepare for this?
May guide ako.
Yeah, but oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. Okay, what I really love about everything is like everything is doable, everything is actionable, and that's really something that I want the listeners to get out of this, because I feel like in terms of inspiration and motivation, we can get that everywhere and anywhere. Like you can get that on TikTok, you can get that on Instagram, Facebook, but like one of the things that I see that is really lacking from, like a person who aspires to be a creative and an actual creative is taking that first step. I always want to be like one of the people who would give that extra push. So parang alam mo yun, no excuses now. We told you na the steps. So all you have to do is take action. So like, I really love that everything that you've been saying, even with, like dealing with your anxiety. So we're kind of wrapping up and it kind of sucked. So anyway, one of the last few questions that I wanted to ask is, what is one thing that you wish you knew before you started your business, or like when you went solo at least?
Siguro from a business standpoint, network is everything. In business kasi, di ba, parang what's more important would be business development, generating sales. And I think they are the most important person or group of people in a business, those people who generate sales, more than those na nagle-legwork. And I'm not saying, let's go jump to sales, ganyan. Pero from a business standpoint, yun siya. Ako kasi, to be honest, hindi ako magaling sa sales. Doer ako. So, magaling ako sa digital marketing. I know the technical stuff. But when I jumped to doing business, I did not know a lot of people. Yun yung naisip ko na pain point ko. Hindi sa wala akong kilala, pero hindi ko alam paano ko sila lalapitan. Sales is a skill. Network is very, very important for you as well. That's why, parang sometimes sinisip ko yun niya. Parang that's one thing from a business standpoint, network is important. No, so those people you meet at a coffee shop or a party, etc., or at a convention, at some point in your career, at some point in your business, you're going to need them. Now, from my point of view, yun yung naisip ko parang ngayon lang. No? Pero ngayon, parang yung talagang pointer ko, sabi ko, parang do not overthink it. Do not overthink the business. Again, tapos na ako dun sa pag-iisip ko sa future. I'm more mindful of the present. See, that's something that's uncontrollable eh. In order for me to create that successful future for me, I need to focus on the present. And din yan, parang business is an infinite game kasi. It's endless, di ba? Sabi nga ni Simon Sinek, it's like playing chess. No, the other person is playing to win the game, and the other person is playing to stay in the game, waiting for his turn to win. Now, let me explain it doon sa point of view naman na ng mga freelancers.
Okay.
Let's natin siya doon. And this will sting. Ito na yung tea. Siyempre, hindi ako alis.
Here's the tea.
Diba? Siyempre, there are people or there are freelancers na polarizing freelancers na you should be earning 6 digits, di ba?
Yeah.
You should be earning 6 digits, or you can earn 6 digits without experience. O di yung mag-fishbowl dyan, papuntahin mo saan, di ba?
Di sana nag-freelance na lang din dyan.
Oo, di sana nag-freelance na lang tayo lahat, di ba? Wala nang mga negosyante, di ba? But, and going back doon sa concept of the infinite game, the reason why us creative entrepreneurs wanted to do freelancing is because we want to get out of the rat race. Freelancers think of the rat race as getting out of the 9-to-5 job. But it's more than that. And sticking to that goal or that mindset na I should be earning 6 digits. It's like you putting yourself back into that
another rat race.
Di man siya 9-to-5, but meron ka ng sarili mong infinite, 24 hours na sabi, diba, nagnegosyo ko para mag-20. Bakit? Definition kasi ng rat race, kasi it's a chase for something that's endless. It's a chase for something that's endless, and you are trading your time for money. In order for you to get that 6 digits, how many hours ang ititrade mo para doon? Unless you are $100 per hour. Ganon, di ba? Ibang usapan naman yan. And then if we go to TikTok, makikita natin dyan, there are 2 types of content creators. The one would be those creators who are confidently posting 6 digits income. I earn this, I earn that. Or coaches, or those coaches na parang selling their courses na I earn 6 digits. I can also show you my secrets. Those are finite players. No, they are only focused on a certain goal, which is to get the money. And then there are other players like us. No, ikaw nakakapag-spin class ka pa. Ako nakakapag-gym pa ako. Nakakatulog pa sa hapon, right? Ano ba? Parang we are the evidence ng pagiging digital nomad. We got out of the rat race and now we are enjoying every day, every improvement, no? Every experience that we're getting. We can go here nang wala tayong iniisip. We can do spin class, you can do work, you can work out, you can sleep, whatever, you can play game, etc. We're taking it one day at a time. We're appreciating our improvement. We're not tied up to whatever we're earning. And we are the infinite players, no? Kasi syempre, business is not just about the money. Well, for some, they would think that it's about that. Pero it's about having that mental fortitude that no matter what happens, I'm here for the long haul. Pangmatagalan ako dito. Bakit? Bakit ko sabi, kaya ko naman yan. 6 digits earner ako. Pangmatagalan din ako dito. Let's see. Bakit? Kasi alam naman natin, and as our income increases, our expenses rises with it.
As well as our problems.
Yung more money, more problems, right?
Yeah.
Diba parang we have this income, bibili tayo ng gamit, bagong bag, bagong sapatos, bagong kotse, etc. And then we post it online. And we get all these attentions. Punta ka sa TikTok ko, makikita mo doon. I posted a prank where I showed my bank account, a 9-digit bank account. It's a prank. And then it went viral. A lot of people are engaging, even in other platforms. I have friends from the advertising industry saying na, uy, a lot of friends are sharing na your post. Sabi ko, what the hell, man? Anyway, so yun parang, di ba, we post it online, we get all that attention. That's why we hustle more. We get more clients. We trade more of our time for money. Pero, that's where mental fortitude and as well as financial literacy comes in. Paano ko nasabi? Been there, done that. Before, ganun din yung buhay ko. Travel here, travel there, abroad, bagong sapatos, bagong damit, etc. Post online, etc. What I sacrificed to get all of those experience or all those items would be my time. My time with my family, my time with my friends, and my time for myself. Yes, sa'yo naman yung gamit eh. Anong sinasabi mong wala kang time para sa sarili mo? Well, because I'm not improving. I'm only earning, pero nagsasacrifice yung health ko. That's also the reason why I wanted to do business. It's sort of to get back that lost time, to create those lost memories, to create new moments with my family. But, unfortunately, I've lost a lot of friends in the process. My parents are old now. And, syempre, my partner, bago na rin yung attitude. So, that's what you are sacrificing for that 6-digit income. Your time and your relationship with other people. Unless you can control it.
Yeah.
As long as you can control the money, okay lang yan. But if the money controls you, ibang usapan na yan.
Yes. That is so true. The reason why, okay, sige, whatever, you want 6 digits, good for you. But like, for me, the reason why this is so toxic, because like a lot of people really tie their identity with that 6 digits. Like, guys, it's more than that. But sige.
Oh, bakit? Ako nga, ayoko nga maalala yung mga pinagsabi ko nung nikha eh.
Same. Okay lang yan. It was part of the experience. But yeah, okay, I love everything that you said. Again, ang daming quotable quotes. And what I really like is you pointing out like the rat race. Actually, yun din yung naisip ko. When I was starting out in freelancing, I was also really exposed to all these like coaches, and I might cut this off. It depends. But yeah, isa ako sa mga nabudol. Tapos I paid so much for a course. Tapos, alam mo yun, parang hindi ko talaga na-scam ako. Like, it was a literal scam. But anyway, so yeah, I was exposed to all these parang 6 digits and get rich quick kind of like strategies daw. And I realized na, yeah, I worked so hard. I mustered all my energy, strength, and effort to quit my 9 to 5 only to hop into a bigger, parang hamster wheel. Parang I broke out of a tiny hamster wheel, a 9 to 5 hamster wheel, and stepped into a 24/7 hamster wheel. Like, it all makes sense na, okay, but thankfully, I'm not there anymore. But okay, like looking back, looking into my past, parang, oh my gosh, oh nga no. And
sabi ko diba, you have a 6-digit income, you have this new car, new house. Ano ang gagawin mo dun sa bago mong kotse kung nakaparada lang naman yan? Anong gagawin mo dun sa bago mong bahay kung naging secondary office mo lang yan? because you are tied up with all of your commitments just to keep up with that 6-digit claim.
That's true. That is so true. And like, I hope like to everybody who's listening, like take everything that we said with a grain of salt, like take what feels right for you. Please know that everything that we're saying is all based on experience. So we're not just making things up. Okay. So my next question would be like, what is one thing that makes you stand out from the rest? And I know you kind of touched on this a while ago, but maybe you have something else in mind that you think really makes you stand out from like all the other advertising agencies out there.
From an ad guy perspective and as well as from a business perspective as well, no? And a lot of people would sort of find this weird. Pero what makes me stand out is my genuine care for people. Whether it's the people I work with or the brands the clients, no? Even the clients, I care for my clients. No? What I do is I put 100% of my trust in everyone that I encounter. Diba? Yung iba kasi, no, you need to earn my trust. Now it's the other way around. I'm going to give you 100% of my trust and let you run with it. Now, it's up to you if you're going to ruin that trust that I gave you. So, I am a truly emphatic person. Yun nga, parang in order for you to be successful in life, sabi ko nga, you need to accept the fact that you need help. Diba? Whether it's the mga tataho sa labas, fishbowl, si kuya janitor, everyone will be able to help you in the future. That's what makes me stand out. Hindi sa, I don't know, but yeah, even the janitor, even the kuya guards, no, kuya, buhatin ko na yan. Ay, sir, buhatin ko na yan. No, kuya, kaya ko to. Meron akong 2 kamay, oh.
Kaya ka nga nag-gym eh.
Oo, diba? So, ikaw, buhatin kita pataas.
Yeah, but you know what? You really have that vibe. I feel like it's not just a vibe, it's really who you are. And the people who you're talking to, like even like on this Zoom call, so I met you first through a Kohi digital gathering and it really shines through. But like it radiates na, okay, you really want to help. I was so shocked in the Likha Summit. You apparently are this loaded guy and you're so genuine. And I'm like, okay, I honestly think that your empathy and your desire really to help people is what makes you super different.
Hindi, sabi ko nga, diba, parang diba, the common iniisip nila, nice guys finish last. That's not true. All the nice things that you are doing the entire life, babalikin sa'yo.
Yeah.
Those people you were able to help before, some point, tutulungan ka nila. Hindi ko siya sinasabi because na-experience ko siya. Now, those people I've helped are helping me right now.
That's so nice. So, okay, my next question would be a fill-in-the-blank question. So, fill-in-the-blank. Owning my story has made me or led me to...
Owning my story has led me to my spotlight.
I love it. Okay, and how did that spotlight help you or made you who you are today?
Diba when we say, na-spotlight ka na naman, ibig sabihin napagalitan ka. That's how, yun yung story about the tatlo kaming partners and tatlo kaming napapagalitan before because we are different, no? Parang hindi man rebel, pero mas pro people kami. I don't care if gumastos ako ng malaki just to make sure that the people I'm working with are safe, are fed, etc. I don't care. Pero syempre, the corporate people, no, save money. No, more kita. That's how, yun yung naging spotlight ko. So, truly helping other people, truly taking care of them. No? So, and I am 100% sure na there are a lot of colleagues, freelancers, suppliers, even those who I've mentored can attest doon sa care na binigay ko sa kanila.
Love it. Okay, now, down to the last question. So, if there's something that people should know about being an independent creative or a freelancer in general, what should it be?
Freelancing is the start of something. Charot, High School Musical pala. Pero the difference between you and other freelancers are the actions and decisions that you make today. Okay? In a way, each and every one of us, pare-pareho tayo ng goals in life. Iba-iba lang na representation. Whether you want to have financial freedom, get out of the rat race, or have a better life for your family. The question is, how badly do you want it?
Okay, I love how you end this episode with that question because I hope that really inspires the people to assess themselves, like how bad you really want it. And is the answer bad enough for you to actually take the action? So thank you so much, V, for guesting today and for sharing all your wisdom. Again, as you can tell, sharing is his thing. He's really a nice guy. So yeah, thank you again for being here in this podcast. And before we hop off of the call, is there anything that you want to promote or where can they connect with you?
So I am on TikTok and as well, syempre Instagram. Ang handle ko is the white shirt guy, basically, no? So it's the white shirt guy. And also, share ko na rin yung YouTube channel ko na hindi pa ako nakapag-post. Doon ako hindi nakapag-post. Panay shorts din. But it's the white shirt guy as well. So you can search for me in all platforms. as the white shirt guy. So, yan siya. And also, yun yan, I also mentor sa Experlio. It's a platform, no, where I help creative entrepreneurs doon for free as well. So, I post challenges din doon. And then, for example, how to create a brief, you just need to, I will post it and then you will answer it and then I'll provide feedback. If I liked it, we can hop on a coaching call for 1 hour or 30 minutes. And then, of course, mas madalas akong makikita sa Kohi Clubhouse.
Yes. So if you guys aren't part of the Kohi Clubhouse yet, I'm also going to include that in the show notes, as well as all the other places where you can find the white shirt guy. So maximize the free resources that this guy is sharing. He is like a really knowledgeable, walking, talking, sharing guy. So make sure that you maximize that. And I hope that you learned something from this episode. So we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thanks again for listening to Spill the Creativity podcast. If you like this episode, I would really appreciate it if you can give me a 5-star rating on Spotify and a 5-star review on Apple Podcast. Or you can also take a screenshot and tag me on Instagram at Spill the Creativity Podcast, and you can also try the special filters if you want. Thanks again for listening to this episode, and make sure to catch fresh drops every Thursday morning. Bye!